Hello, everyone. Um, my name is Kulsoom Khan. I'm a student of law at Nirma University, and right now I am doing an internship with Amikus Qriae. So today I shall be discussing the Motor Vehicle Amendment Act 2019 by critically analyzing it. So I shall begin. So, Parliament received the assent of the President for Motor Vehicles Amendment Act 2019 on 9th August of that year. So, Motor Vehicles Amendment Bill 2019 was passed by both the houses and was waiting for the President's assent, which was received on 9th August. It amended the Motor Vehicles Act 1988. So, here are some of the important areas of the amendment, as was notified earlier. Road safety. So, in the area of road safety, the bill proposes to increase penalties to act as a deterrent against traffic violations. Stricter provisions are being proposed in respect of offences like juvenile driving, drunken driving, driving without license, dangerous driving, overspeeding, overloading. Stricter provisions for helmets have been introduced along with provisions for electronic detection of violations. Penalty regarding motor vehicles is to be increased by 10% every year. Vehicle fitness. The Act now mandates automated fitness testing for vehicles. The testing agency is issuing automobile approvals have been brought under the ambit of the Act, and standards will be set for motor vehicle testing institutes. The bill also provides for a compulsory recall of defective vehicles and power to examine irregularities of vehicle companies. Recall of vehicles. The Act now allows the central government to order for recall of motor vehicles if a defect in the vehicle may cause damage to the environment or the driver or other road users. So the manufacturer of the recalled vehicle will be required to reimburse the buyers for the full cost of the vehicle or replace the defective vehicle with another vehicle with similar or better specifications. The Act provides for a National Road Safety Board to be created by the central government through a notification. The board will advise the central and state governments on all aspects of road safety and traffic management, including standards of motor vehicles, registration and licensing of vehicles, standards for road safety, and promotion of new vehicle technology. Protection of Good Samaritan. To help road accident victims, Good Samaritan guidelines have been incorporated in the bill. So now the Act defines a Good Samaritan as a person who renders emergency medical or non medical assistance to a victim at the scene of an incident and provides rules to prevent harassment of such a person. Cashless treatment during golden hour. So the bill provides for a scheme for cashless treatment of road accident victims during golden hour. Third party insurance. The bill has included the driver's attendant in third party insurance. Will be no cap on liability of insurers. There will be a 10-time increase in insurance compensation from 50,000 to 5 lakhs. Claim process has been simplified. Insurance firms have to pay claims within a month of the victim's family agree to accept rupees 5 lakh compensation. The bill also increases the minimum compensation for hit and run cases from 25,000 and 2 lakh rupees in case of death, from 12,500 to rupees 50,000 in case of grievous injury. Motor Vehicle Accident Fund. So the Act requires the central government to constitute a motor vehicle accident fund to provide compulsory insurance cover to all road users in India. It will be utilized for treatment of persons injured in road accidents as per the Golden Hour scheme, compensation to representatives of a person who died in a hit and run accident, compensation to a person grievously hurt in a hit and run accident, and compensation to any other persons as prescribed by the central government. Improving services using e-governance. The delivery of services to the stakeholders have been now done with e-governance. which is a major focus of the bill. Provision for online driving licenses, online vehicle registration, drivers training. There are also reforms in the transportation system which has been proposed in the Act. Development of an integrated transport system will be possible from the National Transportation Policy. This will also enhance the powers of the state governments, provide better last mile connectivity, rural transport, etc. Taxi aggregators. Bill defines aggregators as digital intermediaries or marketplaces which can be used by passengers to connect with a driver for transportation purposes, taxi services. The bill provides guidelines for aggregators. At present, there are no rules in many states for regulating aggregators or taxis, etc. The vehicle owners now may register their vehicle anywhere in the state, and process of registration will be done by the dealers. Differently able persons will get facilities for registration of vehicles. Reforms in the transportation system. Integrated transport system will be possible. This will also enhance the powers of the state governments, better last mile connectivity, rural transport, etc. And so these were the highlights of the importance of the recent amendment to Motor Vehicles Act. Hope it helped you. Thank you very much.